This is Coach Stretch, and we are here with Mr. Andre Vaughn, the owner and commissioner of the V League. Mr. Vaughn, we appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the creation of the V League.
Well, it's so funny because I was in, and thank you for having me on this podcast, fired up about this weekend, man, during the holiday season, end the year off right. But, it was about 2014, I got into the semi pro professional era, and I was in a league that it was no culture. They were going on old history, and it was competition instead of cooperation. And there was no personal policy. They were just letting anybody in the league. And so whoever had a breath, they would let them in. And it's either you can complain about something or you can make a difference. And so I decided to start the V League. And what I wanted to create a culture, and not just a culture. I wanted to bring a group of guys that still wanted to play basketball on the next level. A lot of times we create a recreation league, and where it's all said and done, they still trying to hold on to that dream, but we want to get younger and younger. And so the V League and the G League will be working together when they're looking at our league for players. And so that's the ultimate goal, to be the bronze level of basketball. You have the NBA, you have the G League, and then you have the V League.
As the commissioner, can you give a glimpse to the people the day-to-day things that, as a commissioner, some of your responsibilities and what you have to do?
Well, yeah, it's a lot of responsibilities because every weekend somebody wins, somebody loses, and there's always something you have to look into, right? And so we hold the referees to a high standard. So many times it's a valid point, and people say, "Oh, stop crying because you lost," right? But no, it was a valid point that changed the effect of the game, right? And so it's important for on every level to look at, from the referees to the other organizations to new teams that are looking to come in, that we got to vet them throughout the season, because they come in, they get excited, and we got to make sure that they're excited a year from now. And then looking at sponsorships, looking at platforms, how we can get this message out, how can we revenue share with other organizations, with other companies. And so it's a lot during the day, but it's all worth it because we're helping people keep their dream alive. A lot of times people are all said and done, they don't want to go overseas. They're not paying the money like they used to make. So we need to have that platform where they can stay here with their families. And so it's a lot day to day, but it's all worth it.
First annual holiday showcase for the V League. Tell us what that means to you and what your expectations are for this weekend.
Man, I'm looking for some good basketball. I'm looking for some great basketball. I mean, 2 o'clock tomorrow. 2 o'clock. I mean, that's been talked about. Two undefeated teams, the Virginia Neptunes and the Beltway Bombers. Man, it's going to be a function that better than Holyfield and Tyson. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to some amazing basketball. I'm so grateful for all of the sponsors who've participated in this holiday showcase. I wouldn't want to be any place but here in the Virginia, the Newport News area. And so, man, I'm excited about how things are going to come together, and then how all the owners and all the players work together. So even though I'm competing against you, we're still working together for the betterment of the league.
What would go into making this annual? Because I like, we're in the hotel, Hilton Garden Inn, the Newport News.
Yep.
Like, what would go into being able to make this annual?
Location. Just thinking when he said it, I was thinking off the rip, Puerto Rico. Where would people want to go? Somewhere hot, right? So I would probably look at, somewhere hot for next year where people can get away from things, where it'd be a vacation and business at the same time. And then finding, different sponsors who would want to sponsor that event. And then also finding a host team. Even if we do take it to Puerto Rico, they'll take responsibility for taking the lead of it, just like the Virginia Neptunes did with this showcase.
Got you. Now, this is a bit different than the V League showcase. Myself, Stretch, we're league owners. We own the Rec League, the Brotherhood Hoop League. What advice would you give to somebody who's trying to get a league started? Like, what would you say needs to happen or needs to be done in that case?
2 P's. You got to have passion for it, and you have to have patience.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's like everybody wants to start something.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to learn how to deal with different personalities. You have to learn how to, have a phenomenal attitude even when things are not going your way, right? You have to understand partnership and collaboration is so important because you can't do it alone. So getting those partnerships and those collabs, the great teams, great players that see the vision. See, when you start a league, it has to be a shared vision.
Mhm.
You know, it can't just be your own vision because you're gonna fail. But if it's a shared vision, that's what makes leagues work. And having the right people and interview people into your league. Just don't accept anyone, but interview people into the league.
Last question. What I'm noticing about you, I'm just meeting you for the first time tonight. But one of the things that stands out to me is how passionate you are.
Yeah.
Where did that passion for in life and in basketball, where did that come from?
From when I was a child, man. You know, I always want to do better. I want to make a difference. You know, protecting your dash, the dash between your death date and your birth date. You know, so I want to protect my dash at all times.
I
And so
like
when
that.
I'm walking, no matter where I am, I'm a thermostat, not a thermometer. So thermometers just go with the energy of the room, whatever happens. If it's raining and they sad, if it's sunshine, but thermostats set the tone and the temperature of what they do. And so the passion came at an early age. And for me, I enjoy winning. Winning has to be a lifestyle. And so everything we all touch has a turn into gold. And so that's kind of where it came from. And in my family, was always in that competitive atmosphere. I mean, we used to play the round world in the hamper, shooting a little Nerf ball in the hamper. I mean, we were competing who can get in the front seat first. So everything was a competition. And that's just how it is now. Everything is a competition. And that's why we're here, providing opportunities for others and so they can learn and compete on a different level.
Mr. Andre Vaughn, thank you so much, Commissioner of the V League. Thank you for taking the time with us at the
Yes.
Coach Stretch Show.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.